part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
We're back for another episode of The Ball Cart Show. I'm Jason Otero.
I'm Gary Lemaster.
We're glad you're joining us. This is the Sports Podcast.
For the Sports Collector.
Part of the Press Play Podcast Network. If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah, that's how that works usually. You don't know something, somebody tells you, and then you know.
I heard it in a song once, so.
Okay.
We're glad you're joining us for another episode.
Sure. Seems like the right thing to say.
Is it going to be like this the whole time?
Maybe. I'm a little saucy tonight.
Why?
I don't
Them
know.
teriyaki wings got you all fired up?
Well, no, there's no spice to it. It's just pure umami flavor.
I just thought of a really great invention.
What's that?
So you know how when you order carryout, it's in styrofoam, and 90% of what you get by the time it gets home is in the wrong state?
Okay. I kind of see what you're saying.
What product could trap heat but also allow it to vent?
Fat.
It's going to be real expensive
Probably.
to make.
I don't know. Soap's cheap.
You want to put your food on soap? That's the
No,
dumbest
but it's
idea.
made out of fat.
That's one of the dumbest
It's made
ideas.
out of fat was my point.
Okay, I wasn't asking you to pitch in. So
You've seen Fight Club, right?
yeah, well, you're not Mark Cuban. I'm not asking for your investment here.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I was
But
trying to figure out whether
I was just trying to say the wings, just in traveling a mile from the restaurant to my house,
Yeah,
they'd become much more gelatinous.
that's why you do what I did and order them extra crispy.
You should have done that for me.
You didn't ask for that.
The fact that you've been withholding this information for all of our friendship,
Wing tips. New podcast, folks.
that would be a
Wing tips.
great blog. Wingtips, like the shoe, but it's a double entendre, and you make wings wearing wingtips, and you can wear your SpongeBob socks like you have on
Oh,
now.
they're so awesome.
Yeah,
Leslie got these for me. Made me
you've
very
been
happy.
very spoiled by us this week.
Yeah, that's fair. It's commensurate. It's this round and round thing.
Hold on. Did you basically just say you owed it to me?
No.
Listeners
That's
at
not what I'm saying
home,
at all.
if you heard him say that, please let me know, because it
you
came
know where
off
my heart was.
as very unappreciative.
No, not at all. You got me.
I'm
one
gonna
of the
rip
coolest,
the Ken
No,
Anderson
you're
jersey
not, 'cause-
swatch out of that card.
Nah, it's on my shelf.
Amber,
in my
all you
office,
get is Dalton.
so I can look. Oh, he's one of my top
I
three
still
guys.
love him statistically.
I do. So Jason got me a triple patch card from this year's Illusions, and it is my three favorite Bengals players of all time: Ken Anderson, Andy Dalton, and Joe Burrow. Notice there's no Boomer Esiason on that list because he's a freaking douche.
Nobody
kind of a
works.
moron,
Nobody
too.
works harder than Boomer.
Really?
He said that about himself.
No, that's my point. Like he doesn't. His lack of self-awareness is right there with a few other people.
Isn't it cool that you can just be like, "Okay, Boomer."
Right? It's his actual name. Well, that's like my buddy Josh. Do you remember me? I've got a friend who.
You have a friend named Josh? Oh my God!
He's a chiropractor,
Oh my gosh!
but his name is Josh Dick. His last name is Dick.
Okay.
He is Dr. Dick.
Okay.
He is. I can show you his
I
business
just want to
cards.
know where the idea to say that on the podcast came from.
I don't know. We were just talking about names.
And you're like, "Hey, I've got a name for you."
Yeah, I do, because it makes me laugh every single
If you
time.
think that's funny, you should watch Austin Powers, because there's
Gold.
if you're listening, this is gonna be a good one.
Strap in.
Oh man.
You guys are like the passenger on an airplane, and we're Mike Tyson.
Oh, by the way, that
You like
was
that? I
good.
slid right into that.
If you didn't see it, I'm sure you have by now, but it just dropped today.
Mike Tyson beat the hell out of
20
some
years of him in anger management, and some drunk dude on an airplane got him to punch the crap out of him.
Kid. It seemed like that person on the airplane had it coming, though, like legitimately.
You know, I have a theory
What's that?
that once they figured out Mike Tyson was sitting in front of him,
Okay.
it was a dare from his friends. Like, he had all his buddies go in, and they're like, "Hey, $500 if you get the hell beat out of you by Mike Tyson."
That's possible. I thought you were going to go someplace completely different.
Money is temporary.
Fame is forever.
Taking punches from Mike Tyson lives on forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go to maybe the kid that got the crap beat out of him and Chris Rock were in cahoots, and both of them were setups. See, you guys aren't hearing Jason laugh right now because he about spit his drink
I'm done
out.
with Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell?
Will Smith.
Okay, I was like, what did Will Ferrell do other than
Nothing.
be hilarious all the time?
Well, I'm done with him not being in movies every 3 months.
Yeah, that's true.
Where do we go
rails.
from here?
I have no idea, but I had the perfect lead into that. We wanted to talk about that.
I wasn't
Ooh.
ready,
I know
and
you
I
weren't.
love to critique you, but that
Smooth.
do not finish my sentence. It ruins it. I take it back. I redact it.
You used the word redact.
Speaking of words, have you ever heard the 4-letter word that starts with? See, that's kind of what you did with names.
What?
You're a chiropractor.
Yeah, but that was actually funny. His name is Dr. Dick.
Thought of a great tagline for his business, but I'm going to keep it to myself so I can sell it to him later.
Oh, he can't even get on the mic and talk right now. He's laughing inside his head at his own joke.
You've got back problems.
So,
This cannot be appropriate.
okay,
in the contract we signed with Press Play, there's a line and we're teetering right on the line.
They told us we were allowed to have banter. This is our banter.
We need to chill out for a second.
Your back hurts. Oh,
No,
okay.
your back hurts. All right.
What do we got? Pickups.
Let's
for the
talk
week?
about pickups for the week.
Go
You
ahead.
go first. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I quit buying on eBay other than slabs.
Okay, you should try my
and-
slabs.
And then I've been getting in a lot of Facebook sales. And one thing that I've found is I'm not the only person that's moved away from eBay. So you have people who have been dealing online, mostly with eBay for 10, 20 years, and they're not liking a lot of the changes that have happened. And so they're moving a lot of products on Facebook. What that means is, in this particular sale that I got into, it's the second week in a row I've been a part of it, and this guy does a sale every week. If you find some Facebook groups that are super active and have a lot of members, you're beginning to see more and more dealers basically set up their card show weekly for you to purchase, and you're getting a little bit better price, usually about 20% off of their sticker that they would have at the card show. So that being said, picked up a few cool ones. Some numbered Bowman stuff, some first autos, DK Metcalf auto, select die cut, Jerry Judy, rookie, that LeBron Prism from 1920 or 2021.
It's the one where he's doing the Kobe dunk.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Jalen Ramsey silver from what's that, 17?
Okay.
Brandon Ayuk select silver rookie, Kawhi silver all-star. That's where I was in buying mode. JK, Gavin Lux auto out of Absolute to 49, which if you know me, I'm not a big non-licensed baseball guy. Not a big fan of it, but you get an autograph of somebody that's up and coming, and it's numbered to 49. I think I got it for like $6.
That's
I'll play that game.
Yeah.
Two more cards. One that I love to have because GW doesn't have it.
Hate you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gary. Ed Oliver, Phoenix rookie auto to 35, which I will be trading him or selling to him at some point. This is the only reason I bought it. And then probably my favorite PC card out of all of it is I picked up a 2014 certified Ryan Shazier certified potential rookie auto to $3.99. So great story. He's a hero of mine. Did I pick anything? Oh, and then the card I picked up for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what did you get?
I got, so again, like Jason said, one of the places, well, the place I probably do the vast majority of my buying at is Facebook. For lots of reasons. One, I'm dealing with complete strangers, and if they get angry if I lowball them, I don't care. It has no effect on my life whatsoever. So I'm able to usually get stuff at pretty good prices. So I picked up a little Bowman Chrome autograph lot. The best prospect on the list of these that I picked up was Brian Ramos. He's a White Sox outfielder, young dude, a lot of power. True purple auto to 250. Got an Adam Kerner gold to 75. All these are first moments. A Jesus Parra base, a Tanner Murray base, and a Luis Medina outfielder for the Brewers. This one's not an auto. This is just his 250 true purple So I think I paid $60 or $65 for the lot. It comps at about 130, 135. Picked up a Jordan Alvarez short print Topps rookie card. I have a little fetish for Topps cards that have the rookie cup and the rookie card logo on them.
Go on.
Yeah. Put a little music on, get those slabs out. No? Okay.
Stop.
So, anyhow, pick that up. It's a CSG 9.5.
Guarantee my mom was listening right now. No, she turned it off about 10 minutes ago.
So yeah, picked up the Jordan Alvarez. It's a CSG 9.5. I think I paid. I picked up both these slabs at the same time. So, and then I got a 1997 Bowman's Best Tim Duncan rookie PSA 9.
I think that's a great trade for that Ed Oliver.
No chance.
Well, but maybe.
No.
Well, you don't have to decide right now.
Okay, but I already did.
We can talk about it later.
But I think for the those two slabs, I paid $40.
Yeah.
So,
Bowman tip. He brought it up, but just in case you didn't realize it, Bowman first lots are a great way to get value. You can even, in these groups now, you can just tell people what you're buying. And because the eBay market, in my opinion, has slowed down a little bit, you're seeing a lot of people respond. And you can even tell them, hey, I'm paying 80% of comps. Protect yourself a little bit. And sometimes you'll get a better deal. They'll throw it up at 80% and you get it for 60. So,
or you just do what I do and say, hey, I'm buying XYZ. This is what I'm paying per. If you don't want to sell me at that, no big deal.
You've never seen anyone rejected on Facebook sales more than Gary, but he's okay with it.
I don't care. Has no effect on my life whatsoever. You don't have any feelings to hurt. If somebody gets butt hurt when I make an offer to give them money, that's on them. That's not on me. Don't say you're taking offers if you're not taking offers, if your price is firm. That's all I'm saying.
He's got an offer. I got you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Anyway, those were some recent pickups. I'm going to go ahead and mark a check beside
Oh, we are about to
Mike
send
Tyson.
in a
Go ahead.
bulk
Interrupt me.
sub.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you were just muttering.
Well, I have the itinerary here.
Oh, I was just letting.
No, the
go
next item of order is I wrote down here, Gary interrupts me mid-sentence and then talks about what he wants to talk about. Go ahead.
I like that.
Yeah, it's your turn. Floor's all yours.
No, I was just getting ready to say,
yes,
we're getting ready to send in a bulk CSG sub. Jason and I are with to check out their new slabs and new labels. I think that at the price point that their bulk is at right now, you can't beat it with a stick. All in with shipping both ways, you're going to be right around $15 a card. So yeah, if this comes back and they do a good job and the turnaround time isn't god awful and we like how it looks, maybe we'll even just start doing some group subs, period.
Yeah,
Listeners
and we'll get
wanna
these.
jump in,
Sorry. Excuse me, that was rude of me.
Is that on the agenda list next where it says Jason interrupts Gary and
Oh,
says whatever
I was
he wants
just.
to say?
I'm sorry, I was just interrupting your monologue. I didn't realize you weren't done yet.
Oh, okay, go ahead then.
Go ahead. No, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Do you want me to keep going?
No, absolutely.
That's
not.
how I felt a minute ago. All right. But when I'm looking at the cards I'm subbing, there's nothing in here that raw has a value over $50.
Right.
Well, maybe probably the Bazooka Rogers
It's close.
rookie. Yeah.
Sorry, that was my knee.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
if you
guys
didn't
just
hear
you
that,
just heard me go, oh.
he didn't.
Yeah,
the
what?
best part about him making this painful noise, he hadn't moved.
No, I did. I straightened. You didn't hear my knee pop?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys couldn't hear that out there, but the owl was preceded by my knee sounding like somebody set a firecracker off in it when I straightened it out.
Okay. Anyway, so some stuff I'm throwing in this one, like Soto, Rodman, Dobbins rookie, some early Brady inserts. This Victory LaDainian Tomlinson rookie is a cool card.
Yeah, and LT rookies actually have a pretty low pop across the board.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that I think most people would consider a top 12 or so running back of all time.
Yeah.
Running backs just don't get the love.
Right. Randy Moss, the Minnesota to Oakland Bazooka, which I think is just kind of funny because of how much of a disaster that was.
Oh, yeah. Everybody thought he was washed, and then he went to New England and set every record in the book.
Yeah. Josh Allen rookie.
Yeah, I hate you over that Josh Allen rookie. I think the original owner should be able to submit that.
I ripped this.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you got that from me.
Mm-mm. Not this one.
Oh, okay.
I sold that stupid one I got from you.
Well,
It had a bad corner.
I am-
Shocker, it wasn't grade worthy.
I am working on a Josh Allen purchase right now. I don't know exactly where it's going to land at, but it's an RPA. It's a true RPA of 99, Phoenix. So I'll keep everybody updated as those negotiations move along.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some football news.
Okay.
Debo Samuel
Yeah,
to
dude.
Miami? Question mark.
No.
I mean, rumor has it.
If they do that, they're going to have about $60 million wrapped
What
up
if
in 3 wide
Tua
receivers.
just throws 35 touchdowns to these guys? All right, here's a real question. What would it take statistically from Tua this year? At the end of the year, you're looking at stats to say, I was wrong. He's a legitimate quarterback. I'm not saying elite, but he's a legitimate starter. What stat lines would you be looking at for, like, these areas have to improve for him to be legitimate?
Yards per attempt,
I like it.
air yards, touchdown to interception ratio. Those are the main ones. I honestly, release time, like time to release, that's one that he struggles with really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of why his air yards are so bad. It takes him a really long time to make reads. Coming out of college, he was not in a system where he had to make full field reads, and he has really struggled to adjust to full field reads.
This is the most logical you've been about Tua.
Well, I said all those things, and they can all be summed up with he's really bad. I'm just saying, like, I got super in the weeds as far as
I
like,
just want to believe
coach talk, but he's bad. Teddy Bridgewater's the best quarterback on that roster
Why'd you laugh when you said that?
because he's not very good
You've
either.
had Burrow for like 2 years, bro. Chill.
Yeah, before that we had Ken Anderson and Andy Dalton, and for a little bit we had Boomer.
Hey, do the huh.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll mark a check off of Debo on the itinerary.
Why? We didn't even talk about it. We got into Tua.
The reason I did that was I wanted to see if he would interrupt me twice with the same sentence. And sure enough, there it was. Devontae Parker.
So we're not going to talk about Debo at all. We're just going straight.
You
to
know
Devontae
what?
Parker.
I'm gonna go. This is me. I'm unbuckling. I put the car in park. I'm unbuckled.
Are we Chinese fire drilling?
I was just gonna say fire drill because I don't know if that's.
Can we not say that anymore?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna play it safe with that. I'm now in the passenger seat.
I'm just.
We were at a stoplight. We
you
ran
were
all the
like-
way around
you
the
were-
car.
You were like, let's talk about Debo Samuel, and then we talked about Tua for 3 minutes, and you were like, next.
Well, there is a theme. That's fair. I do.
Debo.
We probably
requested-
don't. We maybe have 2 Dolphins fans listening, and they're related.
Debo requests a trade because he wants paid. I don't blame him for wanting paid because the Jacksonville Jaguars just gave Christian Kirk $72 million. And Debo Samuel was way better than Christian Kirk by a lot.
Yep.
So he's going into the last year of his rookie deal, and he's like, hey, you guys don't want to pay me. And why can't the Niners pay him right now, Jason?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Because they wouldn't trade him for what his actual market value is.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to lose probably. Well, they'll win a game of chicken.
Maybe
But
Debo and Jimmy G can just go over to Miami.
Jimmy G's would be the best quarterback on your roster if that happened.
I want to punch you so hard.
Yeah, except you know that I'm right.
Everybody's tired of me talking about Tua. Quit talking about Tua. All right, back to Debo. So where do you think he lands? He actually was hanging out in Miami, but NFL players love to hang out in Miami ever since the show Ballers.
Yeah, so
That was good.
it was a fun show, though. I liked that show.
Yeah.
So I think that realistically he ends up back in San Francisco. I think this is a lot of posturing, and he hasn't made enough money in his career. He's still on his rookie deal where he can legitimately just like sit the season and not get paid, especially for a guy who's only had one fully healthy season. Now, that being said, his one fully healthy season was really freaking good. And every time he's been on the field, he's been really good.
All right, well then let's ask this question.
Yeah.
What team could use him the most right now?
Kansas City.
I was going to say Indy.
I don't know how well he fits with what Indy does because
We don't know what Indy does yet.
Well, we do. They run the ball with Jonathan Taylor.
Well,
that's
yeah,
what Indy
but
does.
that's because they don't have receivers.
It doesn't matter. The biggest thing that makes Debo such a weapon is that he's going to get 100 carries a year too.
That's true.
So he doesn't fit with what
Yep.
Indianapolis
Yeah.
does. He fits really well with Kansas City because he could take all those jets that Tyreek Hill was getting.
Mm-hmm.
They can line him up in the backfield, and he's a capable blocker if he needs to be to edge chip somebody. So I think that would be a great fit. Now, is it going to happen? Like I said, I think he probably ends up back in San Francisco, but he may not choose to sign with them once he becomes a free agent if that happens, and then they're screwed.
And he could be playing hardball just to see if the Niners will.
He could be, and that's always the question if you're a GM. It's like, the guy's going into the last year of his rookie year, or of his rookie contract. That's it. You've already exercised his fifth year option. So he was a second round pick, so he wasn't even a fifth year option guy. He's going to be a free agent. If you don't trade him now, are you willing to get no compensation whatsoever? Because not too many guys demand a trade and then be forced to come play for one more year, then come back and sign with you. Mm-hmm. Like, that's pretty rare. So do you do that? The interesting thing is A.J. Brown is also sniffing around about wanting a trade or a new contract. Guess what the commonality is? They have the same agent.
Mm-hmm.
So
who else is with them?
With those two, there was a third guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it was.
Same agent, though.
Yeah. All receivers.
And also has disinterest.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. If you're an agent right now, you're like, wait a minute. We should have been asking for double this whole time.
Right.
And they're doing
Christian
guaranteed.
Kirk got $72 million.
And
Let's
I'm
play.
getting, what's their percentage? What's their cut right now? 5?
Anywhere from 3 to 5.
Yeah. 5% of twice as much guaranteed?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Hey, you're not going to play until somebody pays you that money.
Yeah. And when you've got clients that are good enough to do that, I mean, A.J. Brown's really, he's the best receiver on that team, and he'd be the best receiver on 85% of the teams in the league.
Just bring them all to Miami. It's fine. South Beach will welcome you.
Run the Wildcat with all those receivers.
We probably could.
Yeah.
Tua would kill it.
Well, Tua would die.
Oh, my God. Here we go again.
You really
Quit talking about Tua, bro. You keep bringing him up.
Okay, who's next?
Up next, we're talking about potential buy Devontae Parker. He's going up to New England. Miami, once again, does an amazing trade within division to a what do they call a chess master.
Yeah.
He's going to crush it up there. Anytime Miami sends somebody up to New England, they do amazing.
You still have Wes Welker issues, don't you?
It hurts still.
Yeah.
I loved watching him so much. And
I loved watching his giant helmet look like he was going to topple over every time he ran. It was like watching Steve Tasker. Do you remember Steve Tasker?
No, but I know who Peyton Manning is. We talk about big helmets.
Yeah, you should look up Steve Tasker.
Have you seen that jumbo jet meme where
No.
it's like the one plane that looks like a what's that dolphin, a beluga whale or whatever it is?
Oh, that's not a dolphin, but it
know what I'm
is a
saying.
whale. Okay.
You know, the ones that do the sonar.
Okay.
Does this make any sense at all?
No.
Well, anyway, I'm describing a meme to everyone, and they were really appreciating it because it's like, and the only thing better than seeing a meme is somebody talking about it on the podcast.
How does this relate to Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning. Well, it was his private jet, is what it said.
Oh,
Because it looked like it had a huge forehead.
Fair enough. Okay.
He's got a 6 head,
Got
7
it.
head, 8 head. All right.
So Devontae Parker, potential in New England, had a monster year the last time he was healthy for a whole year. And that was with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who I got a lot of love for, but it's still Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think that
It's magic to you.
Yeah, I don't think he goes to New England and does Randy Moss things, but I think he goes to New England, and if he stays healthy, he's 80 catches, 1,100 yards, 8 to 10 touchdowns. The big if is, can he stay healthy? If so, he's going to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He'll instantly be their number one.
Yeah, and the way they're going to build stuff around him and scheme around him, it's going to be real good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to NBA. The playoffs are going on.
Yep.
And there's a few standouts right away. This was really cool to me. My son has been watching like playoffs a little bit right before he goes to bed in his room.
Yeah.
And he came running down. He's like, Dad. Now, so far, my son's not very interested in cards. Like, he loves, Steph Curry. He also is kind of a Sixers guy. But he's never really been into cards. He comes down and goes, "Do you have any Tyrese Maxeys?" He is going ham right now. He's got 37 points or something like that. So I walked him down, and I had probably like 5 or 6 of them, mostly out of Chronicles. Nothing big.
Right.
But I was like, you pick whichever one you want. Of course, you picked Luminance. Yes. But then he
They
was
are
like,
cool
so
looking
explain
cards.
this to me. So like my son's starting to get into it a little bit from
Yeah.
basketball, which makes me happy. But let's talk about a few standout. First one I said Tyrese Maxey. He was pretty cheap to get for quite a while.
Yeah, he's been really good all year. Before James Harden got to Philadelphia, he was the main secondary scorer. And then when Harden got there, he kind of dropped off a little bit until he could figure out how he fit into that mix. But I think on the season, he averaged right around 21, 22 points a game. Second-year player, made a big jump. His stuff kind of took off a little bit. And if I'm holding Tyrese Maxey stuff, I probably am going to keep the really high-end stuff. I'm probably going to try to sell during these playoffs a lot of his mid and low tier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would be doing. I think the kid's going to be a really good player for a long time. He seems to me, just watching not just the style of game he plays, but his career arc is very Jason Tatum-like.
Mm-hmm.
Like rookie year, decent. Second year, good jump. Third year, into the all-star, all-NBA level. We'll see if Maxey can make that leap the third year, but he's on that path.
Yep. Speaking of Tatum, why don't you jump in with that?
He's going Jason Tatum. Like, he's doing things in this series, and I think that Boston's going to win this series. I think they're up 2-0 right now. I think that they're going to win this series. I think that Jason Tatum's stuff is still a little bit undervalued. I don't know that I would go sinking money into his really high-end stuff, but if you can get his base prisms, I think they're right around $140, $150 right now. If the Celtics can make a run deep or to the finals, I could easily see those cards being $250 to $275.
Yeah, the PSA 10 base prisms right now, the last few sales I'm seeing are $220, $250.
Oh, so he's already jumped some. 'cause a week
$270,
or so
$250.
ago-
It was about $130 a week
yeah,
ago.
say a week or so ago he was $130, $140.
Yeah.
Because I almost bought a couple. So it's already made that jump. It
Well,
could get a little higher.
Nonsense did have something to say about Tatum. That
Oh, did they?
That didn't hurt
Oh.
things.
I don't listen to those guys all that often. Occasionally I do.
I do. I like him. I'm a big fan. I'm the sports man. I ain't no sports boy.
Okay.
No.
No.
Stop.
Yep. What's next?
Cease and desist on the way.
No. I won't go
Okay.
that deep.
Up next, Jordan Poole.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and there's going to be a lot of Golden State fans that really don't like it. Jordan Poole's the second best offensive player on that team. And there are nights where he's the best offensive player on that team.
He's looking at me like he wants me to say something to
Well,
argue with him.
I thought you would have a response to that.
I was waiting for you to explain it.
Well, most nights Steph is still the best offensive player on that team. But
I understood the statement.
okay.
I just want you to break.
I
Don't just say the same
you
thing.
said
that I
explain
was-
it. I'm like,
No, that wasn't explaining
so the kid can shoot. He can attack the rim. He
There
spaces
we
the
go.
floor well. He's a very capable passer. He doesn't have the handle that Steph has, but he's not a true point guard. He's a 2. His stuff all season long was undervalued, and he kind of went off the other night too. He's going to have some big games in these playoffs. And the nice thing about that team, the way Steve Kerr built that team and the culture of that team, is whoever's got the hot hand, everybody's going to try to get them the ball in space. There's a reason that you look at when that team was healthy and it was Steph and Clay and Kevin Durant, that almost every night one of them was going to have 40 and the other 2 were going to have 18.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because whoever's the hot hand, they're going to do whatever they have to do and move the ball around to get the ball in that guy's hand. And Jordan Poole he's a bucket when he wants to be.
Yeah.
And there was no hype for him his rookie year at all. You could buy his stuff in bulk for 20 cents a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And now his stuff is...
Yeah, I just went back through and had probably like 7 or 8 cards.
I've got like 5
mosaics,
or 6
optics.
silvers.
I don't think I have
I've
very
got 5 or
much.
6 Prism silvers.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of mosaic color and numbered stuff of his. And it was all because when I rip product, if it's a big name that's hot right then, I sell it. If it's not, I stick it in a box if it's a rookie, and if it's anything else, it goes into file 13.
Would you be moving him soon?
I would, again, same strategy as with Tyrese Maxey, because I think that he takes over for Klay Thompson as the main number 2 guy going into next year, and Klay comes off the bench is what I think happens. So same strategy. Big stuff of his, hang on to it. Mid-tier and low-end stuff, sell it. And listen, here's the thing to remember about low-end stuff. There's 2 ways you can do it. Do you want to not have to put very much work in and take a little bit less money, or are you willing to put the extra work in to get the most? If you've got a bunch of like Donruss rated rookies, just put them in a lot. Yes, you could sell them for $3 a piece if you sold them by themselves raw, or you can get $1.75 a piece for them and sell them 10 at a time and only have one thing to ship. And is that $8 going to ruin your day if you don't get it? You know, that's how you move that low end stuff. You got a Chronicles lot, put 50 Jordan Poole cards together and sell them for $25 and go on.
If you're selling them for that cheap, maybe reach out to Gary. 50 Chronicle rookies at $20.
I wouldn't want any of the like actual Chronicles cards. I would just want the like branded ones. For real.
Yeah. Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Sign him up. All right, up next.
Because I'll put the work in.
Just like DeRozan, I shoot it, it goes in.
That dude is criminally undervalued. He's been an all-NBA level player for a decade. Spent most of his career in Toronto, then a couple of pretty good years in San Antonio after the Kawhi trade. And now he's carrying a Bulls team. I have the first half of the year he was in the MVP discussion. It wasn't even close.
Right.
Then he got dinged up and missed a little bit of time, but he's back and playing lights out. And that's a dude you can buy his stuff cheap. And if the Bulls get through this round, if they can knock off Milwaukee in this round, that's a dude whose rookie stuff is gonna jump.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can get his stuff, and it's not high pop stuff either at all. At all.
Try to pull it up right now and see what his PSA 10 base prism's going for.
Was he? Yeah, he should be the same year as Giannis.
12.
I think so.
That sound right?
That sounds right.
$200. It's a lower pop because of the year.
Yeah.
Tops 09, 10. Is that it?
Oh, so he is okay. So he's older than Kawhi. Okay.
175 to 225.
Yeah.
That's a Topps Chrome. I was like,
and
dang.
Yeah, and again, this is a dude who, go look at his career, multiple-time All-Star, multiple All-NBA teams. Like, I think he's had a very similar career to Paul Pierce, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think that is a very good comp to the type of career. And
Hall of Famer.
And Paul Pierce is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in basketball, it's a little different. Like, if you make 2 or 3 All-Star teams and you're second team All-NBA and you win 1 championship, you're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Like, that's basketball. It's more like the Hall of pretty dang good. You just eyeballing me?
I'm going to trademark that.
No, I don't think it's that good.
It's pretty dang good.
Yeah, you got it.
Everyone can hear me. I don't know. You've never cared about how close I was to the mic until tonight.
Well, you're just way back. That's all. I was trying to help you out.
You're trying to help me out?
I am trying to help you out.
What were you about to say just now?
I was about to talk about the polka dots on your shirt.
Some people shouldn't wear polka dots.
If I did this,
like
I was looking into the universe.
If Buddy Guy strapped 5 guitars together, that's what my shirt looks like.
Oh, what's next?
Made a fat joke of myself. The only other thing I have is get excited, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't heard a different date, so we're going to stick with it. April 27th, Bowman releases. You don't want it? Leave it on the shelves for us.
Yes. And just so everyone is on the same page with me, if I go to a store and there's a bunch of Bowman, guess
how much you buying?
All going.
How much?
Directly into my cart.
How many you buying?
All of them.
How many?
Whatever's there.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to do with it?
Rip it.
All of it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to flip it. I'm buying that stuff and I'm ripping all of it.
For the newer people, where Bowman's overwhelming. Will you break down the different Bowman products for them?
Yeah, there's 3 actual Bowman products and then 2 crappy Bowman products every year. You have Bowman Baseball, which is what's releasing on the 27th. That will have everybody from the 2021 draft that didn't have a card in 2021 draft. So it's about half of the first round and then a bunch of everybody else.
Maybe Stephen Kwan?
There's a few, maybe Stephen Kwan. I know George Valera is going to be a big chase for the Indians. The Indians are going to be expensive in breaks, guys. So be prepared. So that's going to be what's in Bowman Baseball. A few international guys, not a lot. And then some older guys who've never had a Bowman card before but are starting to get close to getting to the majors. Then you have Bowman Chrome. Bowman Chrome will come out late summer into early fall. And Bowman Chrome is going to have firsts for all of the international signees from this past year during the international signing free agent period. So, Bowman Chrome is where firsts for like Ronald Acuna and Juan Soto and Ozzie Albies and all of the international free agents are going to come into play. The last real Bowman product of the year is Bowman Draft. And that this year, Bowman Draft 22 will have all of the picks that they decide to put into it from the 2022 MLB draft. The one that is really exciting to me there, and I'll be really annoyed if they keep him out, he has to be the number 1 pick, and that'll make sure that he's in, is Drew Jones. That's Andrew Jones's kid, and he's a monster. Monster.
I'll go ahead and guess what one of the terrible products is because it's probably my least favorite licensed baseball product.
Yep.
And I'm like comparing it with some of the cheap, like compare it with Topps Bunt and all this. Bowman Platinum is probably the worst product for like it's overpriced for no reason.
It looks awful.
It is a more scratched up elite football.
Yes.
And elite actually has a better chance of you hitting something decent in it.
Yes.
But Bowman Platinum, I hate that they have the Bowman name on it personally.
Yeah. And then Bowman Sterling. I'm not a big Bowman Sterling fan. I think it's super overpriced for what it is.
Yeah. They're fun to watch breaks on,
but I will stick with Bowman Baseball, Bowman Chrome, and Bowman Draft.
Yeah. So far, Bowman Draft has been my most favorite, but I've only really been jumping into Bowman last year.
I'm so excited that you're into Bowman now. It makes me happy.
Yeah. And it's also been helpful for my 2022 The Show.
Oh, yeah. You know who these people are.
Yeah.
You're like, I know.
If you like video games, I mean, you probably know this if you're a sports card collector, but man, the show is so cool because you're building sets. There's prospect releases. You get to open packs. Like, we need to get them to sponsor us.
You have to go road to the show.
Yeah.
That's where I've been spending all my time lately.
Yeah.
Although I got to AAA, my dude was raking, and he's still raking, but he can't hit home runs anymore.
It happens. They do it to you on purpose. They throttle you.
I was like, I think my last year in AA, I hit 57 home runs. And then I get to AAA, and it's like, double. I'm batting like 470.
You're seeing that slurve now.
Yeah, there's just no
throwing
power
slurves and
it's
knuckleballs, knuckle curves.
Oh, also totally unrelated, and then we'll get out of here. I picked up a toy this week, and I highly recommend this to anyone who grades a lot of cards.
Yeah.
I picked it up on Amazon. It was like $58. It's battery powered, and it is a little mini tabletop LED microscope with a 4-inch view screen on it. And we were pre-grading some cards for Jason earlier.
Yep.
Well worth it.
Oh, yeah, because we probably found 2 or 3 that I shouldn't mess with. And then the one, like, for example, the one that I was really nervous with, let me give you an example of a really good card for something like this. So I'm holding right now Anthony Volpe Bowman First paper camo.
Yep.
So it's an SP, but it has this darker green border around it, which kind of the rule is if you have a paper product card with dark borders, it's almost impossible on the edges and corners.
Yeah, it shows up.
And I wasn't too sure about it, but putting it under that at 10X, where you were saying most grading companies grade at 4X.
Yep.
So under a 10X scope, it's holding up. So I'm hopeful that I'm hopeful it's a 10.
Yeah.
But some cards that I was feeling pretty confident about, we were able to see some surface issues right away. I'm telling you, too. Chromium cards like the the Prism stuff, Topps Chrome. What was that other one? Oh, that Tom Brady Adrenaline card.
2004,
Yeah,
2002
yeah.
Pacific Adrenaline
Yeah.
short print.
Um,
And you said you were just talking about Topps and Topps or Chromium cards. Did you see? I keep adding stuff here. Did you see that your prediction about Fanatics and Topps getting into college as prospecting came true?
I did not, but I'm not surprised because
So
of my
Bowman,
prediction on.
I almost
Are you going to
ordered a
cut me
box.
off?
Sorry.
I'm celebrating myself for a
Celebrate.
second. For someone with little knowledge about this hobby, when it comes to picking Bowman prospects, and then also predicting what Fanatics is going to do next, I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah. So they dropped Bowman Chrome collegiate football.
I love it.
I do too, and I almost ordered a couple boxes. I didn't just because I want to see what the product's going to be.
Price point for buying it and ripping it, is it a lot less?
It was $175 a box.
And how many guaranteed autos in that?
One per hobby box.
How many packs?
16 is the collation.
Are there firsts on there?
I have no idea. That's why I
That
said
would be
that's
really
why
interesting.
I didn't do anything, because I want to see what the product's gonna be.
And typically, in this example, like with Prism, they do the same thing with NASCAR, WWE, MMA, whatever it is. You're going to see those same parallels in these other products. So for me, I'm thinking like, all right, a Buckeyes quarterback first, like the white sparkle to $2.99. That's going to be a ridiculous card.
Oh, for sure. That's why I'm interested to see if they do that, if they put the first on there.
I'm hopeful that it doesn't spike like crazy. Like, I hope it's a good product, but it stays around that price point. By the way, if you're somebody that likes to gamble, whenever a product like this is released with a big name and it's licensed, if you want to find a box or a case to buy and hold for a month or two, that's a good way to do it. There's a risk involved, but most of the time, if it's the first time that product's ever come out and it's a reputable name like Bowman, you're going to make some money on that.
And it's going to be a pretty limited print run, because it seemed pretty obvious that the way that they described it on the website was that the print run would be announced once orders were closed. So I think they were printing it based on the number of orders they got.
The big thing I hope is that it's not like the Trevor Lawrence Topps thing, where it's not. I don't like the images. Like, I want action images in uniform. I don't want to see somebody with a, you know what I mean? Like,
well, the college stuff there'll be action shots in their college uniforms.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. And it's basically going to heighten the whole draft picks vibe as well. So
and
I'm excited about that.
Superior to Prism in every single way.
Bowman products we didn't talk about, like Sapphire.
Those are all related to.
Yeah, you need to be rich to enjoy that, and I'm not rich enough to just go out buying Sapphire boxes.
Yeah, it's 30 or 40 cards to a box, and they usually run anywhere from $300 to $800, depending on how good the firsts in there.
And they don't have packs.
Yeah, they do.
Sapphire?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the boxes came like.
It's a box like this, but it's like 5-6 card packs.
Has there ever been a Sapphire product where the cards were just stuck in, like back in the day when you buy a set?
No.
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Anyway, somebody else look that up. Like hangers are like that. They don't have packs.
Yeah, but that's not how Sapphire is.
I'll find one.
Okay. Have fun.
If I find it, you have to buy it for me.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, how confident are you?
I'm confident, but I'm not.
Like $800 confident?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'll take that as a win. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the Ball Card Show, the sports podcast.
For the Sports Collector.
Bye.
Peace.